Hello everybody and welcome to my first video. I'm Lauren from North Shore Tropicals and I am super excited to start this channel. It's been a long time in the making and I'm super excited to get it going. This here is my little buddy Frankie and he looks like he's having his little afternoon nap. Are you gonna video with us, Frank? You gonna say hi to everybody? You say hi? He's not too into it. We'll see how long he lasts. Anyways, so I'm super excited to start this first video. It has definitely been something I've wanted to do for quite a few years, to be honest. I just have not been ready to put myself out there. So now's the time, might as well. I also am excited to have a space where I can share with you some of my own plants and some of my journey with my own plants and my wins and my losses, all of the above. So I am a plant shop owner, but I'm first and foremost a collector who just loves these plants as much as you do. And I'm blessed to be able to do this as a job every single day. So I know how lucky I am and I'm excited to have a space to share some of that with you. So today is going to be a short one. It's my first one. I don't really know what I'm doing if I'm going to be completely honest, but I think it's going to be fun. I have pulled 10 plants to share with you. 10 plants that right now are giving me a lot of joy. I look at them daily and they truly just make me smile. So I hope that you enjoy them as much as I do. So let's get into it. So the first two that I have to show you today are exciting ones. I recently received a shipment from Amanda and she is Bunny on Instagram. I'll link her Instagram below. She sent over a package of some very exciting plants. The first one I'm going to show you is actually exciting. It was actually a last minute add-on to my order and probably one of my most favorite ones that came. So it is Crystallinum luxurians. Isn't it beautiful? I mean, look at it. It's so stunning. It's so dark and bolate. Now, a lot of you, if you've ever shopped at my shop, you know I have actually hybridized. I have 3 luxurian hybrids at the moment, but I didn't have the Crystallinum luxurians, so I had to get this one and it has just been a champ. I mean, I think I've had it maybe 3 weeks now and it's already got some nice roots. I know Amanda would probably hate the fact that I have it in moss, but sorry, works for me. So look at this one. Oh, beautiful. And the next one I got from her is also adorable. So I did bring a few extra of these in to share, sell to people in Canada. Hopefully we can get some more from her because it is so stunning. This is the first leaf that has come out in my care. This is the Papillolaminum RA5. How beautiful. So she selfed her plant to make these seedlings and I'm in love, just in love. And same thing, it's got some nice rooties happening. So admittedly, I kept 4 of these. Probably don't need 4, but I wanted to keep them. Seedlings tend to vary a lot in the seed batch and I couldn't decide. Couldn't decide which one I wanted to keep, so I kept 4. I'll keep you updated as they grow and show you the the differences in them. So stunning. Like, oh. So the next one, I actually have 10 plants here and 9 of them are Anthuriums. So sensing a theme right now. But the next one is a philodendron, the only philodendron on this list today. And it's one that I didn't think I would love as much as I do. They always interested me, but when I was looking at them, it was probably last year, they were in the 4-digit range at one point, and I just wasn't willing to spend that kind of money on this plant. They have come down a bit in price, and I snagged one, and I quite like it. It is a philodendron red Anderson. And I hope on camera, this one particular leaf right here, I hope it shows up. It is almost, it's so dark, and it almost has like a purple hue to it. It is just stunning. This is the newest leaf here. It actually got a little bit stuck. I had to help it, so it's a little bit deformed, but still gorgeous. So I am excited for this one. I'm gonna get it on a pole soon and hopefully grow it big and beautiful. Just love it. So again, philodendron red Anderson. How are you doing, Frank? You want to come into the camera? Want to say hi? How are you doing? He's not too impressed. The next plant that I am going to share is another one that means a lot to me. This one is a plant that so for a lot of you who may not know me, or some of you might know me, I do a lot of pollination of Anthurium. So I'm trying to it started off really as just a fun project to just see, you know, what I could make and learning the process. I have so many Anthuriums and mature plants that it was kind of just a fun project for me. And now we are selling some of the projects that we've been doing. So it's exciting. This is actually a plant. I've kept a few from this seed batch. It is a little over a year old seedling now. And it is adorable. Adorable. So this one is an Anthurium magnificum, grown from seed. You can see down here, this is how little the leaf was. It's actually still potted in the same pot. I've got to repot this guy and give him some love. This is the newest leaf. It's still hardening off, but how beautiful. How beautiful. And as you can see, like, it's a pretty decent sized leaf. It's sizing up quite nicely from, this was its previous leaf, to this guy, and he's still expanding a bit. And just so nice and dark and perfect. This is something for me, like the collector in me, growing plants from a small little itty bitty baby and just seeing the progression and watching them grow. I just think you get so much out of doing that. Personally, it's my favorite thing to do. Look at that. So beautiful. The next plant I'm going to show you is one that I fairly recently have imported, and I initially imported it with the hopes to hybridize or self this plant so that we can share more of them to everybody in Canada. It is Papilolaminum Fort Sherman. So as you can see, some of the older leaves here are yellowing, and that's normal. When you acclimate a plant, you know, they're adjusting to a new environment and they may lose a leaf or two. This one hasn't lost any leaves yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if this one and maybe this one go eventually. It did have this leaf growing out in transit. So beautiful. And then this is the newest leaf in my care, and it's still expanding, that guy. So beautiful. And chonky roots growing, which is lovely. So once this one hardens off, I'll pot them up into an aroid mix. I was looking at it yesterday and I noticed it's got a little inflow coming in. I don't know if you can see it. If I move these out of the way, there's an itty bitty inflow. I do think this plant is still too immature to try and hybridize it. So I probably won't do anything. I might save the pollen off of this inflorescence, but I won't probably use it yet. But I might throw it on something and see if it takes, but we'll see. So that is a Anthurium papillolaminum Fort Sherman. All right, so the next ones are actually 3 plants, 2 of the same kind, but I had to show you 2 of them. First one I'm going to show you is, so this one is a Magnificum crossed with the Luxurians that I hybridized myself here and have grown this out. This one is, so we pollinated the mother plant early this year. So these are coming on half a year old seedlings, kind of. And the next one I have for you is actually a Crystallinum Magnificum crossed with a Luxurians. So very similar, but just a little bit different. And then I'll put them side by side so you can see. You can see the mag is a little bit darker and a little bit wider. Oh, here, let me try and put this one in the camera too. Let's see if I can do this without dropping them. It's risky. There's the Crystallinum. So Crystallinum crossed with the Luxurians. In the middle, we have Crystallinum crossed Magnificum crossed Luxurians. And then on this side here, beside Frankie, we have just Magnificum crossed with Luxurians. How beautiful are these? I hope we can see them all in the camera there. Yeah. Oh, so beautiful. Love them. If you ask anybody what my favorite plant is, they're probably going to tell you that it's a Lux hybrid. Any Lux hybrid. Give them all to me. I'll take them all. I want them all. I got to collect them all. I have a couple other Lux hybrids that I'm not showing today, but hopefully I'll be able to share them with you one day on this channel. So now what I wanted to show you is I have another Crystallinum crossed with Magnificum crossed by Luxurians. But look at how dark this one is. This one is just so dark. And here they are side by side. So dark. So I'm keeping both of these and I'll watch them grow out. You can also, I'm not sure if it'll show up on camera, just how red the petiole and the back of the leaf is on the veining. It's just beautiful. I can't tell you how much joy just knowing that I made these plants, it just brings me so much joy. I absolutely love them so much. And I'm hoarding too many of them. So one day when I'm ready to let go, I'll be letting go of more of these. It is exciting right now. I actually have 3 of my mother Luxurian plants have inflows coming out right now. So we're hoping to make some more Lux hybrids that'll be ready to go in the springtime. So that's exciting. One more look. So beautiful. The next one I have is one that I imported about 5 or 6 months ago. It isn't my largest specimen. The larger one that I do have, I actually imported probably around 2.5 years ago now. And actually when I imported it, it wasn't even sold to me as what this plant is now known as. I think it was sold to me as a red Magnificum or something. but it is flowering for the first time, and I am very excited to hopefully be able to hybridize this plant with something. If you have a suggestion what you think I should hybridize it with, leave me a comment below. The plant I'm talking about is a Anthurium King of Spades. It's so beautiful. So I was thinking I would try and do a King of Spades luxuriance. Has anybody seen that hybrid before? Let me know in the comments if you think that would be nice. So I kept this specific plant because I loved the bleeding veins look on this one, and it's super thick, shiny veins. So this leaf has that cool section right there. So pretty. These are a really easygoing plant too. They're just, I find them tough as nails. Like they root so easily. I think I just threw this right into aroid mix when I got it, and super rooty, super easygoing. This is definitely one I think if you don't have, you need to get one. Last but not least, the next plant is pretty special to me. In the summertime, we were doing a lot of renovations in the back, and we spent a lot of time. I was crazy with between still shipping out all your plants and doing a bunch of renovations and sales and imports and all that. And Charmaine and Alice stopped by mid renovations when things were crazy. For anybody who doesn't know who Charmaine and Alice are, if you don't know them, you should. They're on YouTube. I will link both of their YouTube channels below. On Instagram, I'll put their two handles here and here, so you can check them out. But anyways, they came by when I was admittedly in a very frantic state, and I had too many plants, not enough space. I had new shelving coming in, trying to get plants out. It was hectic. And I had a plant. At this point, it was probably just an 8-inch pot of aroid mix. It had a chonk in it, but it didn't look very good. And I was just like, take it. I know it's a nice Anthurium. I don't remember what it is. I remember it not being the easiest for me to grow. It wanted more from me that I just couldn't give it at the time. And I knew that it was a cool plant, and I part of me just didn't want to throw it away, but that's where I was at. And I said, just take it. Just take it. Please take it. Please take it and love it and do something with it. So Charmaine took it home. Charmaine unpotted it. She cleaned the chonk like she does. I think the stem was half rotten if I'm remembering correctly, and which is probably why it wasn't so happy. So she babied it, and she nursed it back to health, and it started rooting for her in pon, and it put out a leaf for her. When the leaf came out, we then realized what the plant was, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that plant. And it's a cool plant. And so flash forward 2-3 months, I bought some cuttings from her from a purge and went to go pick them up, and her husband brought the bag down to me, and now I have a sneaky suspicion why he came down. Anyways, got the bag, put it in my truck. As I'm putting it in the truck, I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't buy that. What is that? And I pulled it out and I looked at it and I'm like, no, it can't be. This angel of a human being snuck the plant back in the bag to give back to me. I mean, what? Who does that? And I I was like, no, you need to keep the plant. You did all the work. You brought it back from the brink of death. And she wouldn't take it back. She said she already has one and she didn't want it. So the plant is like, what? It's so beautiful. It's so freaking beautiful. So this, I remember buying this, and when I bought this, I think I bought this in 2020, and I believe I bought it as a Dressleri. We know it's not that. I believe this is now being sold as a Hoffmanii X. I mean, whatever it is just so stunning. I don't know if the camera you can see, but it's got lobes that just like cover each other, and it's so cute. So this is the leaf that grew out at Charmaine's, and then this was actually just emerging when she gave it back to me, and so that's it all hardened off. I mean, who does that? Who takes a plant, rehabs it, and then gives it back to you? Like, I don't even know how to say thank you, Charmaine. So thank you, Charmaine, if I didn't say it enough already. You don't know how much this meant to me, and it just shows you how amazing people in the plant community are. Like, when you have friends like Charmaine, you do not get rid of them. There's good people in this world. Don't lose them. It's so pretty. And now I feel very pressured to keep this alive. Hopefully it stays happy for me. So far, so good. I don't have a lot of plants in pawn. I'm still kind of learning. I have so many plants. I mean, one day maybe I'll do a shop tour for you guys. Actually, Charmaine and Alice both have shop tours of North Shore Tropicals on their pages, so you should check that out too. But like, I have thousands of plants, so it's not unheard of for a plant to get neglected around here. Much as I don't want to admit it, it happens. So I have this sitting beside my desk, and I keep an eye on it often. I think I don't do a lot of plants in pawn just because you have to kind of keep an eye on the reservoir and, you know, when they need it. And I water a lot of plants just with a hose, and I feel like they would get missed having to do this. Would take a lot more time for me to water plants, so don't have very many in pawn, but love this one. Well, that's the end of my first video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had fun, and I hope that I can do some more of these. If you have any suggestions on some content that you would like to see on this channel, please leave a comment below, and I hope that I can create some stuff that you like to watch. So until the next one, bye guys.